That's right, we have some huge gaming drama going on right now, and a lot of people on the internet are angry. Something that's really rare. I mean, we don't really see that a lot anymore. And today, a bunch of gamers are doing their favorite activity, and that is defending million-dollar companies that do not care about them. I don't know why so much people like doing that, but that is the world that we live in. So, this drama began when a game known as Palworld ended up releasing. Now, I remember when this game first got revealed, I really thought that it was never going to release, but apparently I was wrong, because the game ended up releasing not so long ago, and it is currently extremely popular. I think right now it is the third most played game on Steam. It currently beats stuff like Dota 2 and Counter-Strike, which is just absolutely insane. Those games are normally on top, and it doesn't matter how big a brand new release is, it never gets close to ever beating CSGO. But somehow, Pokemon with guns was somehow able to. I guess the concept was just so funny, tons of people just had to buy the game just to see how it works. And something that makes this situation even more surprising, apparently the game is actually good. Because when I saw that it's actually real and was going to release, I thought the game was just going to be your stereotypical garbage survival game that was just going to sell a lot because of the shock value of the concept. But apparently it looks like the developers came together and actually made a release that is playable. It is in early access, so it's kind of buggy, as some people are able to fall to the ground and do some extremely crazy glitches. But if the developers actually finish the game, it looks like they could have an extremely successful brand new IP. But when the game released, drama came with it, because a bunch of Pokemon fans got extremely angry about how the monsters look. Yes, if you have been on Twitter, you have probably seen this right now, but a lot of people are accusing the developers of Palworld for copying the designs of Pokemon and putting them inside of an AI generator to basically poop out these terrible looking things. Now I know what you're thinking. That is an extremely crazy thing to accuse someone of. How did people even come down to this conclusion? Well, let me tell you why. One, it seems like the people who work on Palworld has a history of liking AI. Some of the developers end up posting on Twitter that they work with AI when they try to make games and stuff, so they can make the process a little bit easier. And also the last game that they ended up releasing before Palworld is something that's called AI Art Imposter, which kind of just looks like Among Us, but with AI art. I guess you have to figure out which art piece is made from AI and which one isn't, which I feel like that game will be extremely boring because it's going to be really easy to tell if an art piece is made by AI, but I guess it's a good concept, and if AI gets a little bit better, I guess that could be kind of cool, but we're not here to talk about that. Basically, the developer has a history with working with AI. And another reason why they came down to this conclusion is because a lot of the Palworld's creatures took a lot of influence from Pokemon. A bunch of Twitter users ended up coming together and looking at all of the creatures of Palworld and comparing them to real-life Pokemons that exist. I don't know why I said real-life Pokemons like they're real and you can see them in the real world, and they ended up finding some pretty interesting things. So let me go and show you some of these pictures because they are pretty funny to see. So first we have probably the most obvious one. This is one that everyone was talking about, and it's this Pokemon right here. Now I have absolutely no idea what this Pokemon name is, but I think I know what it is. I think it's the final evolution of the fire starter of Sword and Shield, the weird bunny thing, and when he fully evolves, he just turns into a furry. Like, he actually just looks like a man in a fursuit, and if you can see, a Palworld creature is literally just him, but green. They didn't even try at all. This straight up looks like you're copying one of your friend's homework, but you change stuff up a little bit so you don't get in trouble, because that is just extremely funny and also really shameless. Here we have another one of my favorites, the legendary Pokemon right here, and as you can see, there's a Palworld creature who basically kind of just took the same idea of being a Pokemon that's a jet and didn't really change it that much. Like, it just went like, that Pokemon looks really cool. Let me just go and politely borrow that. I mean, it is absolutely insane, but I guess it is a color that the Pokemon isn't, and the Palworld creature actually has jets. fits, while the original Pokemon one doesn't. Here we have this lady right here, and this actually just looks like the evolved form of this Pokemon. Like it reached level 25 and then it just turns into this right here. And this Palworld Pal also kind of looks like Gardevoir too, so it looks like they combine this Pokemon and Gardevoir to make this extremely tall, beautiful lady. I guarantee you're gonna find some questionable art of her if this game gets incredibly popular. I don't know why I said if. 1 million people are playing the game. It is really popular. I mean, I don't really need to say anything with this one. First, this original Pokemon is just a horrible design. They actually just took a normal wolf and didn't really change it that much. So I really think the CEO of wolves, Mother Nature, should come by and just have a question with some of the Pokemon designers. I mean, come up with something more unique, and then Palworld just took that and just colored it black and just called it a day. And I take everything back. This one might be my favorite. They literally took this Pokemon flower and put it on his head. Beautiful. Amazing. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who's bringing up this PAL too, but I think this one is a pretty bad example because I think the developers actually did enough to change up the design. I mean, this looks like something completely different. It's kind of Egyptian theme, and I actually think this is a pretty good design, and I really don't think it looks like Lucario that much. Yeah, they kind of have the same face, but I think this one is just a little bit goofy. And I also think it's like that for most of the pals. I think a lot of them actually do a good job of looking extremely different from Pokemon, and I think some people are just trying to compare all of them. Because all the examples that I showed you are like the worst example. Some of these are just absolutely shameless, and it doesn't matter how hard you want to defend this game, you can't lie. But I think most of them kind of does a good job of not looking a lot like Pokemon, and I'm pretty sure these people just changed the design just enough so they don't get a lawsuit from Nintendo, because I know for a fact they're currently scratching their neck just waiting for a moment where they could go and jump out of Palworld for how successful it is. Now before I go, I do want to talk about the absolutely cringe conversation that's going on with this game. I bring it up in the beginning, but for some weird reason, gamers just love spending hours of their life defending million-dollar companies. And I'm seeing this on both sides. One, if you are a person who just bought Palworld for the sole reason of making Pokemon fans angry on Twitter, you are a loser. What is wrong with you? You're really going to spend $30 on a game that you don't care about just so you can prove a point to some Pokemon fans who are never going to meet you. And all of those people who are spending their times writing articles trying to defend Palworld, it's not really that much of a big deal. Okay, the developers don't know you. They're not going to give you money. And then also, if you're a Pokemon fan out there who's doing the same thing, there are literally people on Twitter going on arguments trying to fight for the glory of Nintendo. Game Freak is not going to pay you. They don't care. Can we please stop meat writing for like companies who don't care about you? They just want your money. Like, calm down. This is just some cringe mentality. I mean, all of this is just easy, good marketing for Palworld, because getting people angry on Twitter is like one of the most easiest way to pick up attention. And also, if you just make fun of a community like the Pokemon community, one of the most lowest hanging fruits to ever exist, I guess you could get a bunch of clout from it. And also with the AI thing, all of those things are just accusations, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because I'm pretty sure the average person out there who isn't on the internet is probably just buying this game because of the memes, really doesn't care if all of the creatures in the game were AI generated. That doesn't matter to them because it looks like the game is a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, that's what matters to most people. And plus, we don't even know if all of the pals are AI generated. This could just be a bunch of Pokemon fans just bugging. But either way, this was just an extremely funny situation that I saw, and I wanted to talk about it. My name is Lua. You have a good day or night. See ya.